Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. I'm Gabriella. I make videos about theater life, astrology, self-care, mental health, and anything else I feel like talking about. Today's video is going to be special, and if you clicked on this video and this is the first video you've seen from me, thank you first of all, and I really have faith that there is a message in this video, or several hopefully, that you need to hear. This video is going to be how to be confident. I finally feel like I'm in a place where I can make a video about this, and let's get into it. So number one is know yourself. And what an elusive concept, right? Get to know yourself. Who are you though? I think it's something that we never land on because we're changing all the time. Our life experiences change us. Who I am now and the way I see the world is going to continuously change as I live my life. So it's really not something that you're just gonna wake up one day and be like, I know who I am and it's never gonna change and I never have to go through the self-discovery process again. It's gonna be a lifetime of self-discovery. It helps you love yourself completely to really know who you are, right? Like when you're dating somebody, that's why we don't say I love you before we know somebody. Because we have to know them, know all of their special facets and all of their special quirks and who they really are to be able to love them in that sense. I guess that is to say, instead of just know yourself, let yourself be who you authentically are. Give yourself permission to be you. And I know that that kind of goes along with that, feels like something you got to do when you're confident, but it's actually the first step. I know probably some of you are like, well, I want to be confident so that I can be my real self. Well, you kind of have to be your real self to be confident. You have to try to be your authentic self, even if it's scary, even if it feels weird, even if maybe the people around you might see you differently. You have to do it in spite of it all if you truly want to be a confident and happy person. Okay, so how do you learn who you are, right? For me, it's all about what lights your soul up. It's not as simple as what kind of clothes you like to wear and what kind of music you like. I mean, those are good things to know, but what lights your soul up? If you really look into the little things you're into, they tell you a big picture about who you are. It could be anything. It could literally be like, well, knitting, but what do I do with that? We're in an amazing generation where you can make anything a business or anything work for you. You have a skill, you make it work for you. You could start a YouTube channel, you could start a blog, you could start an Instagram where you share your crafts, you share how you make things, you make things for other people on Etsy. Lean into it, lean into the good feelings always, always. Not if they are drugs and things that can be abused, but genuine good feelings that have nothing to do with unhealthy bonds with people, toxicity, dependence, things like that. Lean into them. Start dressing how you like. Start presenting yourself how you like, how you want to, how you feel good, and what's fun for you. If you're not comfortable dressing how you like and being exactly who you authentically are just yet, honestly, Pinterest is an amazing resource to just pin things that inspire you, outfits you like to wear when you have the ability to, and part of me wants to say when you have the courage to, but honestly, like that has to start today. Dive into it. I'm gonna get into it later, but I am not one who believes in waiting to, I'm gonna lose the weight before I allow myself to wear this. If it has to do with who you authentically are, you've got to start doing it today because you are the only person that is going to change your life. No fairy is going to come along and go like this and change all of your outward features to be exactly what you want, like a Snapchat filter, and suddenly they're going to bestow confidence upon you. No, you got to do it. You have to decide that you want to be confident. And I believe that you do. So here's the tough love. Expand your mind. Learn what tickles you in new territory. Nobody knows everything. So there's something to be learned all the time. And you never know, new subjects, new ideas may really, really light you up. And that's an important part of who you are. Take yourself on self-development dates. Whatever that is, if that's going to a meditation class, a singing bowl class, take yourself alone, because a lot of us who are not confident are really bad at being alone. And it's really painful. And I've learned the only way to get over it is rip off that Band-Aid and you just do it. You just got to do it and you fall in love with yourself on the way. I like going to this outdoor garden in the area. Obviously, I mean, it's a garden, it's outdoors, and sitting there and walking around. And at first it was very uncomfortable. And now when I go, I'm more at peace with silence, being alone with myself. So it gets better. Listen, your intuition knows so much. Your gut feeling is everything. It's hard, especially because I have clinical anxiety, so that I struggle with all the time. So sometimes I'm like, is this my anxiety or is this actually a gut feeling? And I've been able to kind of realize sometimes they go hand in hand. And the things I can talk myself down from are usually anxiety. The things that keep nagging at me over and over, no matter what I do, no matter how long I take, that's a gut feeling. You have so much wisdom. You know what's best for you. And that's the root of you, is that wisdom. If something feels icky, it's a sign that it needs to change. And again, tough love, no fairy is gonna come along and go like that and get that friend out of your life, or get that partner out of your life, or move you out of that scenario, or help you make enough money so that you can da-da-da-da-da-da. No, like nobody else is gonna help you do that. You've got to do it. If it's an icky feeling, something needs to change. Number 2, know your goals. Know what you want out of your life. And if you feel passionless and you feel like you don't have any goals, then that's time to do self-discovery, because I believe everybody is on this planet for a reason. You're here for a reason. So you do have a purpose. You do have things that you need to accomplish in your life and that you were meant to accomplish in this life. So do some soul searching. Again, pay attention to even tiny little bells of happiness that go off when you do certain things, or when people say certain things about you. What are the best compliments besides outward ones? Is it, you're so helpful, or you always make me feel better? Honestly, you can make careers out of those. You can make life paths out of those. Being a social worker, working with children, being a Marie Kondo person who comes and helps people organize their life. There are all sorts of things you can do with the natural skill set that you were born with. The more you know yourself, the clearer your goals will be, because you will also be listening less to the voices of others who kind of maybe give you input, trust me they do, about what your goals should be. You're gonna know what you want. It's about what you want, because I believe nothing is more achievable than your true desires, because that's what the universe wants to bring to us, not what other people want for us. I mean, that's the whole law of attraction. It's the most powerful force in the universe. But I will say, don't let your goals postpone living for today. You know, in my opinion, don't avoid wearing something because you're not your goal weight, or you don't belong in nice restaurants even though you can afford them, you know, once in a while. You don't belong there because you're not rich yet. Stop waiting, you know, do what you can do and what you want to do. You are holding yourself back with this mentality of I can't. I mean, we hate when other people tell us we can't, so why are you telling yourself you can't? Live fully, because we never know, this life could be over. It's not worth it to start living when I look like this, when I achieve this, when I meet this person, when this person falls in love with me, when I'm not alone anymore. We don't have that time. Number 3 is my personal favorite, snip snip. I might as well get a freaking tattoo of scissors on my face, because this is my favorite. Cut out toxicity. That means you know, substances that don't make you feel good. If you feel pulled that you need to have that out of your life, it's ruining your life, you got to do it. Most of all, the most powerful, besides our own self-sabotaging thoughts, other people. Cut out your own self-sabotaging thoughts, and now notice how uncomfortable and awful it is to be around some of these people that you call your friends. Once you stop trash talking yourself and treating yourself like a second-class citizen, you will notice, once you start to treasure yourself, you will notice the people who don't. You don't deserve friends that you can't trust. You get to choose who you allow in your vicinity, and the key to confident people is they don't have haters around them. Let me tell you, one of the most stunning, amazing, confident women, Rihanna, you go on her Instagram or anywhere online, you can find very quickly, just like any other celebrity with a lot of traffic on their social media, awful comments, hate comments about how she looks, how she sings, how she performs, her new designs, how she lives her life. Do you think Rihanna is inviting those people over for dinner at one of her many, many mansions? Do you think that's what she does? Do you think she would be able to behave like Riri if she was allowing those people in her vicinity? I guarantee she doesn't even read those comments most of the time, because it's just, she's above it, hello, and it also messes up her zone. So if you wouldn't invite these people over for dinner, people on the internet that are haters, if you don't think Rihanna would have them over for dinner, why are you literally having your haters at your dinner table? Literally tonight they're coming over and gonna bring a bottle of Barefoot. Why are you doing that? Realize, once I started treasuring myself a little more, I realized real quick the weak links, the people that were treating me poorly, the people that made me sick when I was around them, the people I could never trust completely. You can't just keep a Judas around when you know they're gonna be a Judas, you know? That's not on me. If I know you're gonna be a Judas, bye-bye. You can go hang out with, the Romans. You know what I'm saying? Biblical. Get those people out of your life, and it's hard. They will fight you. They won't like it, but that's not your responsibility, okay? If you want to be confident, you cannot have any weak links in your circle. You cannot do it. And the higher your expectations get, which they should get once you get confident, you will notice those people that you don't fit the criteria. Bye-bye, Judas. Number 4, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for being a human being. And trust me, it's someone in a creative industry, this is even worse, perfectionism. Because I saw a quote, it teaches you that your work is never done. And that is awful. You will never be satisfied. And people say you should never be satisfied, but I'm saying you'll never even think you should be proud of yourself. You do not have to wait for perfection to come to be confident. Because guess what? Perfection is never gonna come. Move on from that idea. Move on, okay? Stop going on Snapchat and looking at those filters. Stop going on Instagram if it's making you unhappy. That's another point back to toxic stuff. Stop. If it makes you feel bad, I'm weird. I don't watch award shows because they make me feel bad. I don't really know why. The Hollywood stuff kind of makes me feel weird, especially because I live here. I already get a lot of those people in general. And it makes me feel really far off or very checked out from my path. Not a good thing to feed my soul. It's junk food for my soul right now. So I choose not to watch it. So I challenge you to do the same and cut out things that make you feel bad for being imperfect or where you are in your life. Forgive yourself for your low days. Don't dwell on them if you can. Let yourself have a low day, a low week, a low month, but you're not defined by that. You've got to forgive yourself for your mistakes, for the days where you don't feel great about yourself. You can't be expected to feel great and confident all the time. I mean, Meghan Markle, look at that interview we just saw from her. She's royalty. She's royalty, and she's hurting because of the cruelty and hatred of other people. I mean, if somebody that seems like they have it all together in this perfect dream life has really low days, why can't you? You are the same as Meghan Markle. You're a human being. That's another reason. You need to start seeing yourself as valuable as, people are like, oh, if I were Beyonce, if I were Rihanna. They're a human being just like you. So I don't believe in worshiping other people. I'm very much against that. You would think I was highly religious by how against that I am. I am so not for worshiping other people, putting them on a pedestal, seeing them as superhuman. Don't do it. Treat yourself like a treasure, okay? It's hard to not feel good about something that you're really taking care of and that you're really cherishing. You will retrain your mind to see yourself as a treasure if you treat yourself like one. Now, I understand with mental illness, it's really, really difficult, especially to take care of your physical body that you're in. But if if that's your point, and if that's the place you're at, then I ask you to please get help so that you can get on the road to doing that. You don't have to do it alone. But if you're in a place where you can do that, I have to remind myself, I'm like, why should I exfoliate and shave my legs? I'm not gonna see anybody. For me, because when I get in bed at night, I like to rub my legs together like a grasshopper and it feels good, and that's a little joy, that's a little pleasure in my life, and I'm special enough to shave my legs for. I can shave them for me. I recently, once I got confident, and I know it's not everybody's style, but it's so funny. Once I started getting like way bossed up confident, I started wearing jewelry. I never wore jewelry until like last year, maybe like the past 7 or 8 months. I never wore jewelry. It was almost like I didn't feel worthy of adorning myself, because I do love jewelry. I always thought I didn't like it. I love it. I feel gorgeous in it. But it's almost like I didn't feel that I was worthy of adorning myself. And now I adorn myself with perfume, jewelry. I get my brows done, I keep my nails clean. I do things that make me feel like a nice functioning human being. Yeah, no, I can't have long fancy nails because I play instruments. And also, I went through a phase of getting like $95 crazy manicures, and that's just not happening because I'm investing in my future. So yeah, the way my account is set up, we're not gonna do that. But I still get OPI bubble bath, baby, to feel cute. Number 6, not everyone will like you. Sooner or later, you have to accept it. And the sooner you accept it, the more on your road to getting confident you will be. I mean, think about the thing we just spoke about, Rihanna. Number 7, set your boundaries. Like I've said, you need safety to be able to grow and thrive, and boundaries create safety. Whether it's boundaries with family, you've got to set them eventually. Boundaries of cutting off friends, boundaries of, okay, it's time that I get off social media now. That's my boundary. I'm starting to feel bad and I don't like it. The more you sense your intuition, the more you know those gut feelings, your boundaries will, it almost, to me, it feels just like a dog with the shock collars, with the invisible fence. And they've crossed the fence and they're like, nope, that's not good. That's how my boundaries feel. That's how my gut feeling feels. It's like, nope, we've crossed something here, and it doesn't go away until it's been checked. Number 8, know that you have a purpose. You were put here for a reason. You are living this life in this body, looking the way you do, sounding the way you do, acting the way you do, with the skills that you have and the loves that you have, and the struggles that you're going through and the obstacles that you're having to overcome for a reason. You are not purposeless. You are not lost. You're finding your way, okay? You are not without a destination. You are not without a purpose. You have to know that. You have to really believe that. So whatever kind of faith or positivity or idea gets you to believe that you are purposeful and needed, that's a key to being confident. Number 9 is spend time alone. And again, I know I've said it's really, really hard for people who are not confident usually to spend time alone. Number 1, if you don't like yourself, it's really hard to be with yourself. And number 2, it causes you to confront thoughts and feelings that you may have been numbing yourself from to avoid with other people, or going out or doing activities with somebody all the time. It's very easy, I've noticed, for people with low self-esteem, low confidence to become codependent on other people. Or rather, people with a predisposition to be codependent, because codependency a lot comes from upbringing, have low self-confidence, because if you think about it, with codependency, our self-worth comes from how other people see us. If this one parent or this one figure in our childhood, you usually can trace it back, wasn't happy, we had to be unhappy. We were not allowed to have thoughts of other in that environment. And that's usually how codependent people grow to be how they are, and low self-confidence, because your confidence is validated externally, not within yourself. So by noticing my own codependent tendencies, I've really been able to get confident, because I realize, you know, it's not completely my fault why I am the way that I am, but it's my responsibility to fix it, and it's totally fixable because there's a name for it. Codependency, there's a name for it. And there are books, I have a book right on my shelf that I've been reading about how to get over codependency. So if that's something that you struggle with, look into that and see if you, relate to being codependent, because you can move on from that. Outside validation will always make you a slave to other people. You are a slave to nobody. Number 10, take notice of how these changes and these, lifestyle implementations change other people. That's something that will inspire you to keep growing your confidence, is when you shine and you glow, notice how people respond to that. Whether it's, oh, you look so beautiful, or, oh, we had fun the other night, you gotta come out with us again. Or just, I've noticed when I smile at people and hold myself a certain way and I go into a store, I get better treatment. I get free things. My friend and I went to a store and we got free dessert. They brought free dessert to our table. And a girl brought free dessert and we were like, what's this? And she was like, you guys were just really nice today. Like, you were the nicest customers we've had today, so we decided to give you dessert. And it was like a $15 dessert. And you never know what happened. You know, that waiter was put in a good mood because we were in there, and so maybe she went home and she went home to her partner and they had a nice meal together and they bound chicka wowed, and maybe it had been a while, and basically I'm responsible for someone getting it on. So okay, so that was my how to be confident video. I know it was long, but I want to give you all my wisdom because you guys ask this all the time, and I feel like I packed it all into this video. I have a lot of energy, and I haven't even, I have one sip of this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you so much. You are beautiful and purposeful, and your life is going to be amazing. Your life is going to be amazing. So I hope these tips helped you. I hope you continue watching my channel and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will talk to you guys on the flip side. I love you so much. Talk to you in my next video. Mwah! Bye, guys.